Today, we're not only going to look at how to beat cover one defense, but we're going to look at how to destroy anybody that chooses to call this as their defense. So what I'm going to do is call cover one, then call Dolphin X spot, one of my favorite plays in this particular playbook. We're going to run it flip just because that's how I love to run it. And the way that we're going to kill any type of cover one defense is first we want to look at the cornerbacks being backed up. Now, most people that face, a defense like this that with backed up coverage and it's man-to-man defense, they're really just going to throw curl routes. And we love that way to be able to beat backed up coverage without a doubt. But even a more deadly way on how to beat this is, let's just say this particular play, I'm going to put B on a drag because I don't want any interference with the Y route. So let's just go ahead and take a look at what happens versus any cover one defense out of any formation, whether it's 4-3, 3-4, nickel, dime, quarter, dollar, whatever, when we have a corner route. Let's just go ahead and take a look at how bad the defender is going to get beat every single time. Let's just look at it again. Put B on a drag. And it doesn't matter what the coverage is. As long as we have a corner route, we're going to be able to beat this type of defense every single time. Now let's take a look at what we can do to this type of defense if we come out in 5 wide. We're going to come out with 2 corner routes. As you can see, Y and RB are both on corners. Now the only thing that's going to stop us here is a bad throw. Let's just take a look at both sides of the field. And the defender just is nowhere near to being able to make a play. This is, again, going to happen against this defense. It does not matter whether it's a nickel, quarter, dime. It just doesn't matter. As long as we have those corner routes, it's going to toast this coverage every single time. And the dead giveaway is the fact that the defenders are playing off coverage. When the defenders are playing off coverage, it's really only a couple defenses in the game that do that, like a cover 4, a cover 1, a couple random type of zone defenses and things like that. So it really gives us a good idea of when our opponent might be playing a cover 1. So for me, anytime that I see this type of coverage, I'm going to have a few plays that I absolutely love to go to, which I'm going to show you right now. Before we get into my favorite route combinations versus off coverage defense, let's take a look at split offset out of the Miami Dolphins playbook. And anytime we're facing a cover 1 defense, we really want to focus on this slot receiver. So we come out in split dolphin and we take a look at the play slot post. Now as you can see, this route is very similar to the corner route. The only difference is the corner route goes to the sideline, the post route goes over the middle of the field. For whatever reason, the defender in the slot in cover 1 has no clue how to defend these type of routes. He's just going to get burned pretty much every single time. For a corner route, it is 100% of the time that he will get destroyed. As for this post route, it's not 100%, but it's still a good amount of time that he's going to burn the defender. Let's take a look. As you can see there, he really just rapes his defender. No chance to be able to even come close to making a play on the ball unless a user defender is going to be in that area of the field. As you can see right there, he has no clue how to defend this type of route. 10 yards upfield and a slant route. Just no clue whatsoever. The great thing about beating a cover 1 defense is we don't need to be in a specific formation on offense to be able to beat that defense. And we don't need the defense to be in a specific formation. As long as it's a cover 1 and as long as we have a slot receiver running a corner route, we're going to be able to take advantage and just hit the wide open receiver. As you can see here, he's just going to get burnt every single time. And if you have a team that has great receivers, fast receivers, the Miami Dolphins do not have that, you're going to be able to hit these for touchdowns. There's many times I've used other teams, and as soon as we get right to here, we're just going to go right up the sideline at top speed and be able to get in there for a touchdown. Again, as long as there's no user defender in that area of the field. What I really like about single back Y trips out of the Miami Dolphins playbook is not only do we have the corner route, but we also have the post route as well. And this is going to be very handy. Once we beat our opponent with the corner route a couple times, he's going to cheat over to that side the next time he plays a cover 1 defense. That's when we're just going to be able to hit him over the middle of the field and just pick up huge yards. Now, as I mentioned, I talked about route combinations versus off-coverage defense. Now, I haven't looked at every single defensive formation in the game, but I did look at every single play out of 4-3 stack, every single play out of 4-3 under, every single play out of nickel normal, and quite a few plays out of dime, and it just got kind of tiring. I was being able to beat off coverage every single time. So let's go ahead and take a look at cover 3. As you can see here, this is 4-3 stack, and it's off coverage defense. This route combination of A, RB, and B is going to be able to beat any off coverage in the game that I've seen so far, which I'm quite convinced that it's going to be any off coverage. It doesn't matter the formation, we're going to be able to beat it. Let's go ahead and take a look. We're just going to hit that curl route over and over and over. Take a look at the replay. As you can see, we have the flat route run by our tight end, which I made a video out of the New England Patriots playbook talking about the curl flat concept way when the game first came out, and that's exactly what we're doing here. But because we're facing off coverage and we know how to beat it with the slot receiver, it just makes it incredibly easy for us to be able to make our reads and be able to hit either RB or this B route on a curl. So what we want to focus on at the beginning of the, once we snap the ball is the defense in man coverage or in zone coverage? If it's zone coverage, we're going to hit B every time. If it's man coverage, 98% of the time it's going to be cover 1, because cover 1 is really one of the only off-coverage man defenses in the game. That's what makes it such an easy read. So we look at the linebackers, we see if they're covering their man. We look at the slot receiver. If we get bumped, a good amount of time it's going to be a cover 3 defense by our slot receiver if he gets bumped. We're just going to look at the defenders, and if we read that it's man defense, we're going to hit RB right over the middle of the field. If we see that it's zone, we're going to be able to hit B on that curl. And sometimes, even if we look real quick, we can still even hit A to the flats. So let me try a different zone. So this time, cover 4. So there's a purple zone by the linebacker on the right-hand side over top of number 14. But he's going to suck down to the flats because purples are a little messed up this year. Purple should be covering the sidelines, the area of the field that we're going to hit. But unfortunately for the defense this year, they do not do that. They will also suck down to the sidelines. So we'll just go ahead. And versus a cover 4, even though we drop the ball, we're going to be able to hit that every single time. Now, I've went through every single defensive play, again, as I mentioned, out of 4-3. So 4-3 stack. We've got a cover 3 that's off coverage. We've got cover 2 buck is not. Cover 2 sink is not. Cover 1 robber is. Cover 4 is. Just any of these defenses here that we see out of any of these formations that are off coverage, that route combination is going to destroy it. Because if we see it's man, we're just going to hit RB. If we see it's zone, we're going to hit B. And the only way that it can be defended is by usering. So hope you enjoyed the video. Cover 1 is a defense that I do find people play quite a bit. But hopefully I solved your problem. A lot of people you see off coverage and you still don't know if it's man or zone and things like that. This is a surefire way to be able to beat any off coverage in the game. I'll see you guys next time.